Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today is going to be the leaked Team 1 for Rulebreakers. We're going to be checking out the individual cards and what they could be like. This promo looks like it's going to be really sick. I am going to try my best to review all of the cards as much as possible. The reason why I didn't do it for OTW or RTTK is because those are cards that could get upgraded, right? So with OTW, I didn't really have the coins for the coin account yet, or for the review account yet. And then for the RTTK, we did like 5 of the reviews, but it's not like super relevant to do because at some point they're going to upgrade anyways, right? So you're looking into the future of what a card can be. But with these cards, the stats are going to be what they're going to be. So it's going to be a little bit different, right? So the first card that we have is going to be Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, obviously, with Ronaldo's card, I do feel like he's going to be a really sick player to use. Now, people are super into, you know, giving a card like this the lengthy accelerate on the architect chemistry style, which again would not be a terrible option, but a hunter would still be fine on him, right? Like keeping him uncontrolled would not be a horrible thing, especially if you want to make his shooting as perfect as possible while increasing his pace. Now, the thing is that his playstyle, like I've mentioned before, is kind of a come close, push forward kind of guy, right? So because you don't necessarily need pace to constantly get past the defense, when he does make those runs and he actually gets going on that run, it's nice to have the lengthy accelerates, right? So again, it's not a need, but it does help quite a bit, right? So obviously with the new card coming out, we are going to be trying him out with that. With the old gen version of the game, guys, the difference between a card like Ronaldo is just going to be a hunter with the accelerates of an architect, giving him the lengthy. Like that, the two are the same in a way, you know what I'm saying? Like we did a hunter chemistry style on Ronaldo's card for the old gen version of the game, and it was obviously perfectly fine. He was still a monster, right? So yeah, definitely a lot of potential there with Ronaldo's card because he's actually very sick this year. With those types of runs that he'll do with base card stats being improved in certain areas, it'll definitely be a big plus, right? Like if they give him like +3s and 4s in the dribbling department, pace department, as well as some shooting to make his shooting as perfect as possible, it's definitely going to be a card that people are going to want to pack as much as possible. He's very sick this year. Like they downgraded the card, but he's not actually a downgrade because of how the mechanics work, right? So definitely a W of a card. The next one we have here is going to be Fekir. Fekir, I think, is going to be a monster. So Fekir, I don't know if you guys have been watching the Road to Glory videos, right? But I think Fekir could potentially be a really sick player if they give him the right base card stats. Because for me, I think the most important thing is being able to create an explosive player out of this card, especially if he's going to be playing in that cam position, because his acceleration is super high, right? So you can see that if you give him an artist as of right now for his rare gold card, he gets a really good passing boost, a really good dribbling boost, but his pace and shooting, to be fair, as an explosive type player, is in a very good area. If you're on the old gen console of the game, honestly, you just give him a hunter chemistry style, and that's what the vibe was last year, and he was an absolute monster, right? But for the accelerate parts for the new gen version of the game, it's definitely going to make a really nice difference, especially if they improve his base card stats in a lot of areas, right? Like let's say his pace and his shooting is in a fantastic area, that's going to be a really big deal. Maybe they actually improve the card to a point where I can actually give him a hawk chemistry style and he still turns into an explosive player depending on the stat increase they do on the Rulebreakers card. The cam position this year is a very important one, right? So the cam position, the striker position, both of those areas of the pitch is going to be very important to look at, because strikers, there's a few cards that have like really good attacking AI, Correa, Ben Yedder, you get to like the Robbie Keanes and stuff. Even Donovan's card is actually pretty decent up top, right? But you just get to a certain point where you have to get into the cam position that gives you good links for a card that is competent enough at playing in the cam position. And in this case, this card is from the Liga Santander while being French. So there are many options you can work with to fit this bad boy in your team and be a very solid cam in your squad. Even potentially a striker, because of the fact that he's a high medium worker. Like I used him as one of my 2 strikers last year and he was still fantastic. So being able to switch to a 1 striker to a 2 striker formation, if you need to put this card up top, is really, really sick to work with for sure. Hernandez is the next one. So this is going to be a MLS link to work with. This is a cool card to release. Is his name like Chicharito in this game? No, it's Javier Hernandez. Okay, good. So this card here, let me see if it actually has like any sort of like predictions. Okay, so with this card here, I think the card is definitely going to be improved more than what we're looking at. The interesting thing about this one is that this card will actually get links to the Hector Herrera card, who's also leaked, right? So this card definitely can be very good if EA gives them like a 4-star, 4-star capability, because 3-star, 3-star is very linear. A 4-star, 4-star would definitely make it more interesting. A medium-low work rate in FIFA in the past for the original position, striker, center forward, has been really good. So if they improve that as well, that would be really sick, because what I'm seeing with this card is that, yes, he turns as an explosive player, right? If I give him an artist, he's going to be really good, but he needs massive improvements for base card stats in multiple areas of the card for him to be significantly better in game, right? So that one's definitely going to be an interesting one in regards to the improvements, right? Because he has the outside foot shot traits, he has the finesse shot traits, and obviously those traits are fantastic to work with in FIFA. Fekir is the other one I have to see for the traits, because we didn't actually take a look at that. I'm pretty sure he still has the same stuff. Yeah, so he has outside foot shot trait, he has finesse shot trait. So that's going to be a big deal. And then Ronaldo from the rare gold version has the outside foot shot trait. So outside foot shot trait, without a doubt, is the most important trait in the game right now. But in Ronaldo's case, even though he doesn't have the finesse shot trait, like, he still hits them pretty well because of how high his finishing is, right? So definitely a couple of W's there. Next card we have here is the Edin Dzeko card, which is a player in real life, I always say, is super, super underrated as a striker. He's honestly very, very good. What's interesting about this card is that if they give him the right improvements and I can give him an engine chemistry style, he is still a lengthy card. You can see that there are many, many chemistry styles that you can give this Edin Dzeko card, and he still looks like a beast. The reason why it would be very important to give him the engine is because base card stats for shooting just on his rare gold card is already in a fantastic area, right? But they would have to improve his physical stats to be really good too, because there's a lot of really cool things you could potentially work with this Edin Dzeko card, because he is also someone who is a 6'4" player who's probably going to offer you a physical type presence in game because of the fact that he's a high and average plus body type. But he definitely needs more improvements in the physical department for him to utilize that as much as possible, right? So that card could definitely be very interesting. He has the finesse shot trait. Maybe they add the outside foot shot trait to the card as well. Obviously in game we will see, but he even has technical dribbler CPU, so that could help with like animation choices too. Jesus Navas, that's a pretty good card to get actually as well. Reason being for this is because Jesus Navas, it's him and Maffeo right now, who are the only right backs that you can use in the Liga Santander that are actually decent, right? So if I go to right back and I go to the Liga Santander, yeah. So Marcus Llorente is a more expensive option at 59k. To be fair, he's probably a beast there. I haven't tried him out myself, but I'm pretty sure he would be a monster because of the physical presence that he offers while giving him a shadow chemistry style. Yeah, definitely looks like a beast. Even has the 4-star weak foot. So that it's going to be that option. And then the Maffeo card, obviously, for the most part. DeMarcos could be okay too, but in the fullback position, you really want to have like good pace while having a good defender. So Llorente is definitely going to be that guy for sure, 100%. So Navas will basically be that other option. I'm going to be honest though, I feel like he's going to be cheaper than the Llorente card. I have a feeling, like, obviously at first he's probably not going to be, but yeah, the reason why I say this is because he's a smaller player at 5'8", short and lean body type, and I feel like Llorente will probably fit the meta of the game a little bit more by offering you a good physical presence. But this card's explosive while being a card that can dribble really well, so it's kind of like two different types of cards that you'd be looking into, right? Zaha is the next one. Zaha, I think, is going to be a beast. The reason being for this is because what if they give him like a 4-star weak foot increase? They're probably not going to. They're probably going to keep it at a 5-star, 3-star on this card. But what I like about Zaha is that if you take a look at the card in game, right? So traits, he doesn't really have much to work with, so they could give him something there, right? But this card is explosive on a finisher chemistry style, which is a huge W because you give him the dribbling boost while boosting his finishing while working with really good pace, right? So this card for 2.5k in the beginning of the year is really helpful to work with for the super baby meta of the year, right? Beginning of the year, trying to build up your squad, climb the divisions initially. He's very nice to use, right? He's got the 5-star skills. He has the high work rates, which is always fantastic to use in the side positions. But obviously, it would be really nice if he got certain traits here and there for him to be very good. But like I said, on a finisher chemistry style, this card was pretty nice to use in the beginning of the year. So when a card has the potential initially and they get an actual good upgrade to make them like as meta as possible, they're usually pretty nice to work with. PK apparently is going to get like a big boost because with the cards like this, what they do is they massively increase the pace, right? So the pace is obviously super low on this card at 56. He is a lengthy player on a shadow chemistry style, so this is probably going to be an absolutely incredible center back in game. There's a lot of potential that he could be, because the most important thing about base lengthy, right, is that if you can give him a shadow with good pace, his physical is already good for base card stats. That's the important thing, right? That's what makes players like Koulibaly good, Varane good. Like Varane has been an absolute lifesaver for my road to glory, but it's because of multiple things, right? With Varane's card, if I give him a shadow chemistry style, look at all the things that still gives him lengthy, right? On a shadow, he's insane. But even on the old gen version of the game, you give him a shadow, he's still going to be insane. So it's just a disgusting card to work with. So with PK, it's a couple things here and there, right? He has a unique body type. Base card stats for pace being improved would be crazy, but physical would also be really high. So this could be a very solid center back option. Ribery, I think, is going to be a beast again. I think he has the right base capabilities too. Ribery always has a card in FIFA that's always really sick. Like they always just make him an absolute monster. Right now, he would remain to be a controlled player, depending on the stat improvements that EA does, because this is a non-rare version, right? So obviously with the super high improvement on the card, it would be kind of crazy because listen, even if he was only a controlled player and you can still just give him a hunter chemistry style, he's still 5-star with a medium low work rates base center forward cam striker position. So there is so much potential for this card to be one of the best cams in your team, right? Or even as one of the best strikers in general. The thing is that cards like this, even if you play them in the side areas, as long as their stamina is decent, they would be sick, right? Traits in game, he has the outside foot shot trait, so that's a massive W, right? So Ribery is probably going to be a monster, let's be honest. It's going to be a card that will be able to dribble, pretty well for the circumstances of the game. Phillips is the next one. Phillips, it depends on how they increase the pace, but honestly, guys, Phillips, is it Phillips, I guess, or is it different? Phillips is with 2 L's. 2 L's on Phillips. Calvin Phillips. Okay, so this card I actually feel like will be good as well. Reason being for this is because as of right now, you could see that you can give him a lengthy on an anchor, architect, or marksman. Hopefully, with the new card, you'd be able to make him a lengthy on a shadow chemistry style, because you guys know I talk about Palinha all the time. Palinha is a very good defensive player, but this Phillips card actually has base card stats for dribbling. So if that's improved on the card for the new Rulebreakers, that would be incredible, right? Having really good pace, really good defense, base card stats for physical up there, that would be great. But if the pace is improved enough and you could still give him an anchor, he's still going to be a monster too, because of acceleration being really high, right? But lengthy is more about a combination of acceleration and sprint speed. That's why I really wish the shadow would be a thing on his card. But like I said, still looks fantastic, just like that. And then last but not least, we have the Herrera card. So Hector Herrera, is a good card to add as well, only because of the fact that, again, you can give him a lengthy as well, give him the anchor chemistry style in the midfield position. He should be able to attack and defend really well, but it's a card that has 4-star weak foot capability. Medium is a little bit weird, but at least it's a card that helps you out with the links towards putting someone like Hernandez in your squad. So that's kind of like why he exists for the most part, right? So yeah, you know, for the most part, the Rulebreakers Team 1 is definitely very, very nice. We are going to try our best to review as many of the cards as possible, because there's a lot of very, very good options. I think the first like 4 or 5 is probably going to be like the main ones, like Ronaldo, Fekir, Ribery, Zaha, Dzeko, like those kind of guys, you know. But yeah, we'll do our best. We'll do our best. There's a lot of very, very good cards here. Definitely looking forward to trying them out. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.